Hello, my friends. B-Dog here. Been a while since we've had OT, and it's been a while since I've posted. But I wanted to give an update on OT. And this is definitely one of the events that takes the most skill and the most strategy to get top reward. But it's actually my favorite just because I've been able to get the most rewards out of this event, which most of you will agree if you can figure out how to win. But the key is to figure out how to win. So I want to just go over quickly all of my tips again. There's in-game as you're playing, and then there's also prep. And both of those are really important if you want to keep, or to just to be successful and get wins in overtime. So a couple of things here before we even get into it. So right now my streak is at 30. I have not been hitting this event very hard. I'm not the biggest fan of the Marbury. I've got a lot of cards from this event, so I'm just doing what I can. I'm not spending any extra energies, but 30 streak is great. And my only loss for the event was because I had a crash at 7 seconds left in a game. I was winning, I had the win, and it just crashed. So there's one lost ball, but other than that, I haven't lost. So, let's get into a few tips. So if you've seen my channel, you know that I have pretty much my 3-point approach. So if you know overtime, you know that you're going to get a 3-pointer or at least an open shot right away. 80% of the time, you'll be able to come up the court and get an open 3. So I have my front court fully maxed out on 3s if possible, specifically having Curry at point guard. But I want to make sure that if I start out with any one of my front court or my small forward, that all of them have the ability to shoot that 3. So that's my tactic. It gives you the statistical advantage right away if you hit a 3, because then all you have to do is stop the opponent from hitting a 3 and you can get a win. The other thing about this event is clock management. So if you hit that 3 and you get a stop, or the other team gets a 2, then you can automatically win because you hold them to 1 possession. So maybe 2 possessions, but that 3 really helps statistically, and I'll show you in the gameplay exactly what I'm talking about. Other than that, so my power forward, my power forward, good grief, sorry. My power forward, I just found shoes I like. I like to put my power forward and my center really high on defense. Now in this case, my shoes did not have the highest defense. I didn't max it out. And I wanted to use event players. I'm just trying to get the most points as possible before an overtime. 2K made it pretty much impossible to work your way up the point board, and you couldn't even get to the collectibles, whereas today's the second day and you can get to the collectibles. So I do want to get style bonus as much as possible, so I'm using as many theme players as I can. Another thing, so what you're going to see, let's just get to searching. So look at my team power, and my max power right now is about 97,000 when I have my max team. Look at the opponent I'm facing. It's 116,000. That's with my theme team selected. What I do is I just go to the next team and I just pressed auto update. That brings me up to, it just pre-selects the max team. And so I don't strategize. I don't try to get the boosts. But the reason I do that is what you'll see is when I'm selected on my theme team, theme 1, and I do some rerolls. That's not too bad of a reroll. 106,000, 108,000, not too bad. 114. Now that's getting pretty bad. So here's where this can really set you up for failure or success. So 115,000, that's way too high of a power. There's no way I would stand a chance. When I go to my auto update team and select, and I re-roll, so that's 115, bumps me down 109, but then watch, I'll get down even lower, 102. Now we're getting to more playable teams, because on my theme team, if I look at my theme team, I'm up at like 105,000. So that's a definite playable team. So the next tip when you're searching teams is, it says I'm going to face a 102,000 team. I need to make sure that they match when I click into their profile. And you see that it does not match. So I will not play that team. I could, but there's some mystery there. What I'm going to look for is I want to watch, there's 102, 132. I need to have that match when I click on their profile, and it doesn't. And that means that they don't have their max team selected and playing. So I can't really tell who I'm going to be playing. In this case, take a look. 106,053. 106,053. There's no boost on their team, and they don't have Curry at point guard or MJ. But at any rate, I avoid teams when they don't match, because then I could get stuck with a huge team. We have to have wins. We can't lose balls. I'm not chancing anything. So I'm being incredibly picky with who I select, making sure there's no boost. And if you really want to just try to increase your chances, don't play teams with Curry or MJ. But in reality, I'm just watching that overall power there. So they don't have a boost, 106. They will be a little bit higher than my theme team, but I don't really care. As long as I'm not playing that 115, 120,000 level, I'll be just fine. So let's get into some gameplay. I still have my non-theme team selected. I go play, and here's where I'll switch my team. I'll come here. So gameplay is critical. I start out on manual, and I'll get that 3 right away. So, and there's maybe 20% of the time you don't, which is still okay. But I go for 3s right away, or that first possession, whatever it takes to get a 3 there, and then you have a really high advantage to win. So here we go. I book it towards the opposite end of the court with my Curry, wide open 3. Didn't green it, and I didn't make it. So how about prove me wrong? Of course. For whatever reason, it's glitchy. Another big tip here is make sure that you actually reset your phone before you start a streak, because otherwise you get the glitches, and that'll cause you to miss shots and lose the game too. So they just missed. I got a great stop thanks to my defense, which is great. Get open with Curry or whoever your point guard is, get the 3. Okay, so important here, defend against a 3-pointer. That's all I have to do. I could just start hacking right away, whatever it takes. But here's a new tip. So if I jump right away with these guys, they won't shoot the 3, and they drive by me for a 2. That's perfect. So another tip there is you don't want a 3. You could try to defend well, or to make sure they don't shoot a 3, if you try to jump for a block, they'll drive by you and get a 2. We don't care about layups. We don't care if they get a 2-point shot. We just don't want them to hit a 3. So once you have control of the game, try to force them into a 2-pointer, and that gets you the win automatically if you've hit that 3. So there's ways to control the clock, and there's ways to control exactly what the opponent does to get that win. So there I had full control of the game. I would have had control earlier if I hit the 3-pointer the first try. But there's a pretty easy win. I had control of the entire game because I hit that 3-pointer. I'm going to do it again with you guys. There's 111,000. I'm going to avoid that. Select my max team. And let's keep re-rolling. 103. And it matches. There's no scary players in there. There's no boost. So I'm going to go for that one. I should reset my phone because it's glitchy. But let's just try it again. And that's me being risky since I'm recording. Again, I want to maximize my probability of winning. And I should not play when it's glitchy. But I'm just going for it because I'm being recording. So again, same tactic on manual. There's Curry. It could be any one of my other players. Just go over here. Oh, he came to me right away. So I'm just going to zigzag around here, go to the baseline, try to see him caught out of bounds. Didn't work, but I'm just going to go for that 3. There he got stuck. Curry's way out here, but Curry can shoot from way out there. There's my green. Okay, so again, defend against a 3-point shot. I don't try to block. I don't want them to even get a shot now. I want to stop. It's later in the clock that I would try to get them to get a layup. But for now, I'm just going to let them on auto, try to get a stop. That's why I was high on defense on those guys. So here's a key thing. So shoot with about 24 left. Don't let the clock run out. I don't care what they get, or I turn it over. I don't care. Don't let them get the ball, and I'm just going to keep blocking. I don't care if they get a 2. And they got the stop. So there's the win. But key point there, you saw that I turned it over or I took a shot at around the 24-second clock. 24-second mark on the regulation clock. The reason being is if I let them get a shot off with last second, they will hit a shot from half court, from full court. They'll hit a shot. So don't let them get the ball with 10 seconds or less left. Instead, give them the ball with 24 seconds or so, because that's their last possession. And as long as you don't let them hit a three, like I showed you before, try to block a three and they'll just drive by you. As long as you let them shoot that two, you're good to go. So let's just do one more game. I hope this is helpful. The gameplay is really important as far as strategy. There's 113 again, but there's ways to have complete control during the entire overtime. And so you want to, a lot of these tips will help a lot. And once you get that control specifically with the three-pointer, it's a pretty easy event. As you see, I haven't lost besides my glitch. This one's around 105. I don't fear Westbrook. I don't fear anybody else. So I'm just going to go for it. I know it has a boost, but it's a small boost, so I'm just going for it. Switch back to my theme team. So this is my tactic, and it's been my tactic for as long as overtime has existed in NBA 2K. And it's worked well. I've gotten top reward every single time. Even in the points bracket, I've been able to get, you have a chance, or at least you used to have a chance at a rare foundation card, which is cool. So you've had a chance at the rare foundation if you get high enough in that bracket too. So there's my three. Again, I'm on auto. I let them defend. And that was pretty weak defense. There's a block still. Thank you. If I get a stop here, then I really have full control of the game. If they score here, there's my stop. If they scored there, then it puts me on my heels a little bit. But in this case, since I got my stop, I have full control. I'm going to wait till it gets to 24. Once it gets to 24, if I make a shot, great. That gives me the win. Or there's my win right there. So now it's a 2-possession game. I've got the win. Let's just say I missed. Then I let them come down, and I just make sure to defend against a 3. You know, doing this block. So if I block like that, they'll typically drive by me. As long as now they're so far behind they won't. But in a close game, they'll actually just drive right by you when you go for a block. In this case, it's not close. So they didn't do what I predicted. That's all right. So but there you go. There's 3 easy wins. I kept control the entire way. It's clock management. It's shooting the ball with. If you make the 3, there's people that will frown against that tactic, but you get that 3 right away, and then you can take control of the game. So it takes skill. I have noticed that this time around on OT, previous OTs were hard for me to get wins. Actually, they defended me better, and I was missing more shots. This one, it seems that they've toned down gameplay a little bit, and so I haven't struggled at all, really. There's been a couple of games where I've had last-second shots to win, but in general, pretty easy event if you know what you're doing. So the team selection is critical, and then the gameplay in that three-pointer, to me, is really critical. And just a reminder to see if you're getting top reward, look at the hardcore button. To the right of that is your streak bracket. So you want to click into that, come down here, and we're going to see where I'm at. So I'm at 32. I just got to 33. I have to stay higher than the highest streak in bracket 5. So you see that the highest streak currently is 16. I have to stay higher than 16 in order to get top rewards. So I look at rewards, have to be bracket 4 to get Stephon Marbury. So you're going to have to watch that the entire weekend. Stay higher than that number. It's going to change. It's going to grow. So, typically it's probably going to be in the 20s. It may even be in the 30s. So to be safe, right now I'm at 33. I'm going to take it up into the 40s. I may just keep it going all weekend. I'm not sure. If I'm past 40, then what I will do, what I like to do is I haven't done anything on the normal streak. I don't unlock the bottom rewards. But these top rewards, if you click into the packs, you do have a chance to get themed players. And I've gotten a couple theme players before, which is cool. So if I look even in the normal streak, when you get to these bigger packs, you have a chance all the way up to Dirk. I kind of jumped the gun and I got Dirk. I spent my collectibles on Dirk, and I was like, well, I shouldn't have done that because then I have no chance at the set reward, but it doesn't really matter. But what I do is when my hardcore streak is high enough, I will come through here and get all these rewards because there is a chance that you'll get these theme players, which is really cool. And then finally, Randall, he's not available in anything. You can't get him with collectibles. You can only get him at the end of the streak. So that really maximizes your rewards for this entire event. So you can get a ton of theme cards. You can get a ton of rewards in this event. And that's why it's my favorite, if you know what you're doing. If you're struggling, let me know. I'm happy to help or try to help. It does take a lot of skill. But, there's a lot of point guards that even if you don't have a Curry, there's a lot of good point guard shooters. Even the themed players were good shooters. Arenas is a great shooter. People will even do their point guard as a lesser power to find a Curry, a Lillard. There's a Kyrie. Any one of those would work with that first open three. If they're contested, these lower players won't work very well. They won't hit the three, but find a player you're good to shoot with. Same with your shooting guard and your small forward. Theme players aren't important. It's about hitting that first shot or getting someone you can get a three with. For me, this is my tactic. Others will say don't go for threes, but all you need is one and you can take control of the game, as I just showed you. So don't worry about theme as much. Just get your favorite players that you can score with and get those threes or the buckets, however you can get buckets. But I also showed you how to play defense and how to kind of take control that way. So there are ways to control the clock and the game regardless of your tactic to get a bucket. I hope all that helps. If you have any questions, let me know. Good luck to you guys. And yeah, it's a fun event. I hope you have a good weekend. There's lots of rewards to get. Free to play for me. And I'm having a lot of fun. Even though I'm not spending, it's a lot of fun. So if you have any questions, comment, let me know. And I hope you have the best of luck. Have a good weekend. B-Dog out.